Yeah, so it's probably like 2 weeks ago. So my hair's been the longest it's ever been.
Yep.
I've always been like in high school, I was always buzz cut, but then like university, I started to grow it out and like whatever, play around. Then COVID came and it was coming down to here and it was curly hair, whatever. I was like, man, like it's the summertime. I'm just gonna do it, get uncomfortable, feel weird, and like look funny. So I went
Nice.
to the barber like 2 weeks ago and I said, hey, give me a buzz cut. And he was like, well, what do you mean? Like, da, da, da. Anyway, he used scissors and it wasn't long enough. So today I went back to a new place and I was like, I want a butt, literally take your razor and go, vroom. She kind of, she fucked up the, so I wanted like, well, whatever, it's hair, you know what I mean? And it like gave me that kind of like embarrassed, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what did I do? Feel alive, baby, feel alive.
You look good, man. It looks like you're about to go to the army or something.
I know that's it's giving me those vibes. So give me like 5 days. It'll come.
You got like Jake Gyllenhaal, Jarhead vibes.
Shit, that's right.
Girls love that shit.
I think I prefer Channing Tatum. You know.
Oh yeah, right. Channing Tatum. Yeah, sure. No, Jake Gyllenhaal. Fox. I love that guy. Anyway,
Troy, talk to me, baby. What's good?
oh man, it's been an absolute few weeks, but we're alive. We're alive and well.
Where did we leave off on? I think we off. So I quit the job.
You did. How's that going?
It couldn't have ended any worse.
How's it go? How's freelancing going? How's life in the real world? You're traveling a lot.
Haven't really started. I've taken the first couple of weeks of August to like actually breathe a little bit. I got a gym membership again.
Nice. That's huge.
So now I'm like walking the streets of Toronto where it's my first time feeling the electricity of this city.
Seriously, Ed?
Other than my runs, I would just stay here in this apartment all year because I would have to be on these Zoom calls and startup meetings from like 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So you could never make plans.
It's so true.
We only had Sundays off. You know, we had like a 6-hour workshop every Saturday. So I haven't started any sort of outreach to start getting some clients.
Nice.
But that's what I wanted to kind of talk, like, you know, take the theme, like after you fill me in on your world for the next like 10, 15 minutes, just catch me up to speed where you are. I think it could be fun like to pick Troy's brain on how someone starting from the ground floor,
oh boy,
can start getting some clients, you know? So anyway,
yeah.
Where's your world at? I see you guys closed the seed round. Congratulations.
We did. We closed that up. We did that. We actually closed it back in like April or May or whatever. But we officially we got our branding done, which is exciting. So we have our whole new website up, new logo. Everything looks great. We got our sales deck, sales materials all done, so we look legit. And then we just we decided to do a big it's called business newswire announcement. So whenever you do an announcement, if you're a private company, you put it on the wire.
Yep.
Per se. And so we did the wire release. That went out. Now it's, I guess, 900 USD closed, 1.25 Canadian. And yeah, man, it's like we're just, again, hiring. We hired another salesperson, so we got 3 now. We're hiring another one to go to 4. We're hiring another ops person to go internally to go to 3. Tech team, we're bringing on 2 more people. So our team's like now starting around with like an actual, like, I would say, company. And at least the startup, we got new office space today, which is sick. So we're no more cats anymore. The cats are leaving. I'm gonna try to steal one. Yeah, the cats are gone. I'm gonna try to steal 1 cat, maybe 2, if they're lonely. I don't know. I'll try to rip one off the wall or something. It won't notice. We're moving to actually, do you know Roy Thompson Hall?
No, but give me.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know Roy Thompson Hall, the big dome-looking Walk of Fame on the ground.
The music thing.
Yeah, the music thing. There's literally, you know, the Walk of Fame, the Canadian Walk of Fame.
No.
You have not walked on the sidewalk and see literally like people with like the squares with like the name, like with a leaf and the names, like Mike Myers. No,
Troy,
Jesus Christ.
I can't express how lonely and not exciting this past year has been for me.
Oh my God. Okay, we got to get. Oh, you just it's outside. I'll take you for a walk one day.
Yeah, I
We'll go.
haven't explored the city. I haven't felt Toronto. I haven't.
So yeah, so we got a sick office space right across the street from there. It's like a loft office. It's like just fucking like 2 blocks from King West. It's like
okay.
one block from the bars, like at Gracie's bar. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's like perfect. It's like perfect, like kind of a perfect area for us to like just be in our own field and start our own company. Took a bit.
Sorry, what made you decide that you guys should move? Or you guys?
No, we kind of just want our own space. So other news is like I've kind of moved more into like I would say a leadership role. I would say, even though I was kind of I guess regarded as a leader, I kind of moved into now kind of like maybe a full company kind of I guess leader on that front. The other partners have taken a step back and say we just want to be kind of on the board. And ultimately you run this thing. And so it's that was kind of a cool step. It's been with a lot of headaches and a lot of work. So I guess that's why we haven't talked in a couple of weeks. I've just been trying to get everything going. And yeah, I mean, we had for some reason everything like I don't know what it was in July. I guess people just came off of their Canada Day weekend and 4th of July weekend and had problems. So we ultimately had to put those fires out. Put out the fireworks, I guess, and then ultimately, now we're getting our stuff back in line. Looks like we launched a whole new feature set on email. That was a big update and release. So we had to debug that, bring clients on board with that. So it was just a busy couple weeks, and then coupling that with the partner saying, yeah, you're basically you take the reins here, and we want to take a step back. But it doesn't really feel like.
How do you feel about that?
Good. I actually feel good. I actually don't feel like it's that much of a difference. I do feel like I kind of had the reins. It's just I have more responsibility, I guess, on paper to make sure everyone is aligned from tech to marketing to ops. And then ultimately sales I was already really in charge with and growth. But so just making sure kind of really moving more of actually to a management kind of role rather than in like, hey, you're jumping on calls and you're closing deals type of thing. Like I'm still going to do that, right. But it'll be more strategic. So we just closed the deal with like Clearco, for example, which is like a big company. They're rolling out a bunch of our services to their B2B SaaS companies, which is where we play. So I got that in the door, and then doing a lot of like kind of more strategic deals on that front, which I guess you go to another level, right? And then closing bigger type of clients, like enterprise clients on that front. So just taking a step up, sure. But ultimately it's a nice, it's weird. It's a different type of feeling. It's not like when I was just kind of in the kind of not just in the sales role, but on the growth role. You're calling everyone, you're getting clients in the door, you're building your pipeline, kind of like just all over the place, just doing like, doesn't matter who you talk to, you're just trying to get deals, right? And then now you're kind of like, as you kind of manage, you have to like instill those learnings and that process in the other salespeople, while also being more strategic on your processes to then feed the company as well.
It sounds like it sounds like you guys have, like you said, you've just entered a new level.
We have.
The deals are bigger, the clients are bigger, your team got bigger itself. So it's like, okay, you're no longer just dealing with, hey, Tristan Ross, who's looking for clients to do freelance work with. You're now dealing with the Clearcos.
Yeah, like it's like they're like a strategic partners, right? So like Clearco, like for example, has a huge B2B SaaS portfolio of clients. That's where we specialize, B2B SaaS companies, right? For selling, basically creating sales for them. And so we would work with their whole client base to drive revenue, which they like because driving revenue increased the value of the business and they're happy. And it was just very symbiotic. So yeah, creating all those different types of strategic partnerships. And then also me closing like bigger type of deals with like maybe sales teams that are like 10 to 20 to 30 instead of like just sales teams that are 5, right? So it's just like, it's a difference. And it's just like managing. I don't even think of it as managing. I really just think of it as like being a teammate on that front, and being kind of, I guess, a wall to bounce ideas off of. I feel like I'm walking around with like, I have like the signing it, like I have a check, like I have a permanent marker, and people say, Troy, is this cool? And I go, check. Yep, we're good. Check, 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 check. And yeah, it's good. It's like, it's a lot more, you have to hold people accountable, but we have people here that want to be held accountable and just want to grow, right? And I think that's like the most important thing.
Does the feeling that you have, that when you found out that they wanted you to like kind of when the partners told you that, hey Troy, we want this on your shoulders, we're going to take this step back.
Yeah.
Did that feeling remind you of any other point in your life or career or school or sports where you were like, okay, I'm entering a new like level of discomfort or growth?
What's funny, right? Like I actually was like, it was very, it wasn't really like, hey Troy, you're going to go to here. It was like, actually like, I was almost like they kind of knew that I was just at that point, if that makes sense. So like, I feel like, when you're in athletics and they move you, hey Troy, you're going to be moved to the first line. Right. And maybe you're a rookie. That's like a gap, right? Now you're uncomfortable. And like here with this, it was kind of like, it was just the coming of the age story where like I was almost like, it was funny. I had a meeting with my marketing team earlier in the day, and she was like, I sent content to the other partners for approval. And then I actually said to me like, well, why are you sending content to them? Just send it to me. I'll do it. And then sure enough, I have a meeting later in the day where they're like, yeah, Troy, take the reins. And I was like, yeah, like, I mean, it's just that time. I was like, guys, you don't want to, I like said to them, like, you guys don't want to be involved in this, like this day-to-day stuff. Like you guys have a private equity firm to run all these stances. So I said, listen, like, let me take this. And ultimately I got a vision for this thing, and I'm confident that vision is going to be the right path.
That's so sick. Like that's exciting. It reminded, just when you were talking there, it reminded me of like when you're a junior, you know that you're built for it. It's just now you've become a senior, your graduating year. It's just like coming of age. Just like now you're solidified.
Yeah. And I think now like there's no cap on creativity, which is kind of cool. Like I feel like it was like maybe we had to like always check in with your coach, kind of like at the end, and check in with the partners to make sure this is cool. Now I'm just like, guys, let's fucking do this. This is great. Nice. So it's like, it's cool. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
You're gonna flourish in that because, like you've always said, you don't want to have a cap on you. You're creative. You're outgoing. You want to be client facing, direction, and like you said, the vision. Can you share what the vision is that you have?
The vision is like more so like, I mean, just again, now we really have a marketing department. Now we really have an ops team, I would say, that is strong, and ultimately we're confident in our product. So now it's like being super creative in how you in multiple different facets of the business just to achieve growth. And so like, for example, I said to like I went to our marketing department. I was like, we should throw a party. For example, like I said, I went to, like, it sounds outrageous, but I was like, Sassy, she's like our new marketing, is actually sweet. I was like, we should throw a party. We should have parties like once every month or once every 2 months. And we should it should be a Friday, like 7 p.m., actually no, like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. thing at the new loft office, big space. And we should invite all of our prospects and all of our clients to come to this thing that are in Toronto. And we should really like, listen, we could have a quick like speakeasy where people kind of, where we have maybe a special guest that talks to start the thing. But then afterwards, it's literally like, it's a fun thing for people to let loose and bond. And I think that's something that's like so missing in business, because everyone wants to be casual and very business casual. I'm like, nah, let's like set up the pong tables. Let's get some drinking games going. Let's do something fun. Let's be like Greencube is like we work hard, we play hard, but like, man, these are a bunch of like really intelligent, fun people to be around. So that's what it's all about, right?
And it's an opportunity for people to show them true selves.
Right? Yeah, and like people people from companies all come. It's a great symbiotic relationship. You're talking business, you're talking life. Who knows? Maybe you meet your future wife at a Greencube party. Who knows what happens? But anyways, it'll be it'll be kind of a cool event. And like, that's just kind of one thing. And she was like, I love it. Like, no one really does that. It's always like such like suit up, or it's always like, wear business casual clothes to go to an event. And I was like, yeah, let's just like let loose a little bit, invite all these cool companies to come, and all these like people that are our age and maybe a little older to come and have some fun.
Love that. How did it feel to be back at the Rogers Center watching the boys play?
Oh man, I fucking was so fired up. I couldn't stop while I was walking the whole way there, like with the boys, and I was like, we're so fucking back, baby. Like, let's go. I was so excited. And then I walked back in there, and I was like, man, it was great. Actually, it honestly felt like there was no change at all. It felt like not like we'd been back there, kind of the whole way. And it was actually nice. The 15,000 seat stadium, they bring everyone in the lower bowl, but it's great from like, you don't have to wait in lineups to get in or anything. So you can show up right at 7, walk to your seat. The beer carts and lineups are a little long, but it was kind of funny. It's like, I think the rule is like, if you're eating or drinking, you don't have to wear your mask.
Right.
So that's why you just drink the whole game, Tristan. It's great. You just have a beer in your hand, and that kind of defeats the rule.
Man, it's crazy. It's the same kind of thing at the gyms too, where
Right.
If you're partaking in physical exercise, you don't have to wear your mask. But if you're walking to the water fountain or walking to the locker room, you have to. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm just supersetting. So
Right.
I'm doing the bench press, and then I got to walk up. I'm supersetting, and then I'm carrying the weight. So isn't like power walking exercise as well? Like it's just like,
I think you said you're jogging on the spot.
That's what I mean. It's like, so why doesn't she have to wear the mask because she's sitting on the bench curling? But if I'm just standing next to her, I have to have, it's weird. I'm kind of ready for like, hey, if you're concerned about COVID, there's ways to protect yourself, and that's a free choice for anyone to take. And if you don't, then that's okay. But like, man, I'm ready to drop the masks.
Yeah, I think I don't know what's gonna happen there, but I think a lot of people are just kind of over this thing, and yeah, man, I don't know what's gonna happen, but like I think we got some people walking around the office now without masks on. Like, we're all comfortable, we're all double vaccinated. Like, we're chill, man.
That's what I mean.
We're throwing parties. We're good.
Hey, here's something. So like I said, I'm kind of taking August to be like let me have some fun. I haven't had fun in a long time. I want to have some fun.
I know. I see your stories all the time. Looks like you're having a great time.
So so far I've been having a great time. And to be fair with you, if you were to ask me like 2 months ago if I wanted to stay in Toronto for another year or move back to Halifax, I was going back to Halifax for sure.
That would have been the wrong decision.
I got out of the startup. The weather's beautiful. Things are open. Friends are around, and I'm having the best time. On top of that, Friday is coming up.
Oh,
you're not ready for this.
What's Friday?
My friends and I, every year, my college teammates, there's 3 of us.
Yep.
For the past 3 years, we've done a boys trip. And in the past 2 years, both times we've come to Toronto because one lives in Dallas, the other one lives in Ottawa. I was in Halifax, so we congregated here. This Friday, we're going to Las Vegas, baby.
Oh man, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. Oh, I'm jealous.
So it's going to be like it's like, I think we all have this past year where we've just kind of gone through the motions and like lockdown, and we said we've always wanted to do a banger, and we were like, man, this is the year, let's do it. So flying out
100 on black. Bang.
I got you, brother. I got you.
Let's go.
So that's exciting.
I'll transfer you.
Exactly. So that'll be good. I'll be off the grid until next week.
Cool.
But then when I get back, it's game time. I've already started having ideas of who do I want to reach out to? Who do I think I could be of service to, add value to? Who can I position as a thought leader in their niche, document it, and that kind of stuff. So I think this is an opportunity. A few acts ago, you told me about your consulting business.
Right.
So I almost feel like you've been there, done that. And I want to frame this as an opportunity for you to share how you built your consulting business, how you went about, cold calling, linked, if you were starting fresh today and you wanted to be either a consultant or a freelancer or something, what's your go-to strategy to get 3 to 4 clients in a month?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, my consulting business was just me, right? So all I needed was 3 clients, and I was doing well and juggling that. It was mostly just me managing 3 jobs, but it was kind of it was a lot of work. But what I like about consulting, what I think is really cool, especially it was such a unique route that I took coming out of school. It was after I was done playing pro, it was I didn't know what I wanted to do. Did a startup that was like a cool idea, but we just didn't have capital, didn't know what the heck we were doing with Skip, right? And then I went and got picked up by New York, and all of a sudden, other people were kind of pumped about that. And then when I was in New York, I was really focused on just doing well for them. It was more of a job, but I was on a contract basis. Yeah. And that kind of what I really identified was when I started talking to the RBC Ventures of the world, when I started talking to other VCs that were part of my outreach, actually, when I was actually working in New York, I found that there was a huge niche actually between for these venture funds to bring on an entrepreneur in residence to help create businesses. There was a really big niche. Usually entrepreneurs in residences are people that have had a successful exit. They go work for a major VC, like a bank, and they get paid hundreds of thousands, $500,000 a year to create an idea and launch it, right? I found actually that there was huge niches where VCs had ideas that they wanted to incubate, but they didn't have the resources to hire someone to bring on and actually start to do the work and due diligence on those ideas, the business plan, the go-to-market strategy, how to get a product, product needs, everything, really create the business plan to launch a startup that they have an idea for. That's kind of what I was brought in New York to do with the LinkedIn Influencer Network. Then I went and started calling up, talking to VC professionals. And they said, yeah, no, we have a ton of ideas, but we still want to hire someone, because if we're to hire, we have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on an entrepreneur in residence to do it. And I was like, well, shit, there's a huge niche here. And so I went to RBC Ventures. I was like, wow, here, I'll charge you this. They said, cool, because they love it because they don't have to hire anyone. So there's no hiring costs. The contracts are month to month, so they don't really care. And ultimately, it's all performance based. And I was really cocky at the time. And I basically said, yeah, I'm gonna produce, and I'm gonna actually produce results that you're gonna like. And I really don't need a long-term contract because you're gonna like what I do every month. And so I went out, and that was my niche. So the big thing when I was starting, when it kind of morphed into the consulting business, it was, and what you have to do is, what is your niche? That's the big thing, is consulting, but consulting on what, right? You don't want to are you coming in and doing videography, video sessions for marketing, right? Or something like that. I don't know. But you don't want to turn into a digital marketing agency, right? Because digital marketing agencies, there's a dime a dozen of those. They probably, I know a couple of them, so they probably hate me for saying that. But it's yeah, okay, cool. You have a cool animation and you have a cool logo and you call yourself an agency, but yeah, there's fucking 10,000 of you. For you, if you want to be a consultant, what you should do on this trip is what do I do really well? Look for jobs that are kind of like that. I would say people that are hiring for video content creators and strategists. That's something I would do. That's what I would do. And then I go to them and I'd say, listen, why don't you just outsource the work to me? And ultimately I can do it for a fraction of the price. You don't have to do the hiring costs. And here's my body of work. I have Undress the Jersey. We have this thing called Stay Hot. Like these are different like stories that I've basically done through video creation and strategy. Like that'd be something that I would do. I know fucking nothing about video creation and strategy, but it's like you need high level here, Tristan, to start a consulting business when you're young. One, it's great because you get exposed to so many different types of businesses, right? You get exposed to so much in so many different kind of fields. And you really actually think being a consultant when you're young gives you a great, I guess, foundation to find what your niche startup could be, if that makes sense, right? Which I think is very cool. And also you just learn a lot. Like you learn a lot from the functionalities of a business, invoicing, client, customer management, constantly innovating your value as a person, because as a consultant, you are the product, right? So yeah, it's interesting, man.
That makes total sense. And that's a great, like, I'm already excited just to sniff that right there, because it's like, hey, do you have an idea? Do you think you're a valuable person? Are you trying to like start a business? This is how Troy would do it.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I want to do for people. I want to go not so much like you did and go to like different, be a consultant for businesses. I want to help businesses or individuals capture their thoughts in a way that they can share it on their channels for marketing, for thought leadership. I think it's all about capturing people's thoughts. Even when I have conversations,
That's cool.
Like a family friend or an aunt or some of that sort, and we'll have a conversation over dinner, and we'll get either into a deep conversation or a not so deep conversation just about life. But there will always be these moments where I'm like, wow, that was powerful. Wow, that was deep. I like the way you said that. I've never heard of it that way before. I wish we were recording this conversation, not with the idea of going into it like knowing it's going to be recorded, but I wish I could share that one line with a lot of people. So I guess my envision is I want to help people capture their thoughts in a way that they can share with their audience or networks.
Well, it looks like, I'm basically your first client.
You have been my first client.
I'm your case study. You can use it.
It's exactly what I've been doing. I want to do this for more people. So when you say, hey man, go to how you went to RBC Ventures and did venture capital, like, no, I'm thinking I need to go on LinkedIn and say, okay, what niche do I want to start with? Let's go fitness. And then I'm going to come across Pavel and I'm going to DM Pavel and be like, hey man, I want to, like, would you just start blasting prompts and copy and paste and say, hey, let's talk. I want to do this for you.
Or man, I actually have like I'll throw you some referrals actually. Cause I have had people ask me like, yeah, how do you and Tristan know each other? I was like, we never met. Like, it's pretty funny, right? Like, yeah, it's just wild. We probably should get together when you're back from Vegas and have a couple of beers. But like, it's funny, right? Like, I think your business I think it doesn't hurt to do outreach, and I think it's good to do outreach. I would try to I don't think you're not looking for like a one-off like video. You're looking for like a series like this. Like factual. Also, you want the length of contract, so you're not going to do it for one-off videos. You want the stability. Okay. So what I would say to the person is here, it's a 12 video segment. Basically writing your whole business plan right now. Basically, we have a 12 video segment. Here's what I did for Troy. Here are all the acts that he did. The acts are like his own thing. We craft the story and ultimately what we want to talk about together. It's very much collaboration. I specialize a lot in conversational video. I have a lot of expertise in clipping the videos and also doing the full length segments. We can post this on multiple different channels, and I have experience doing it on LinkedIn. For LinkedIn content, Instagram content, Twitter content, and I cut the videos to basically create this huge video asset of telling a story to ultimately drive further, I guess, brand awareness for you, but also brand awareness for maybe your business. Like I use this as a huge avenue for Greencube. Like
Right.
I've had like through like the probably 10 inbound leads off of Greencube, people asking like, man, I really fuck with what you're saying on the sales side. Let's jump on a call. All of a sudden jumping on a call leads to a demo, then leads to a contract, right? So I would say, and I'll be your biggest advocate here, is like you leveraging a story, and even just doing, hey, we do 12 parts. We do even do this. Like we do 10 weeks. 10 weeks, I think, is a good number. XYZ, and over the 10 weeks, you can see your growth, but you also will tell a story of and pull snippets and everything out of all these videos that will help drive not just your brand, but also potentially your business's brand as well. So I think it's honestly a really cool idea, and you'll meet a lot of really cool people as well along the way.
100%. So I guess my question is like, how do you know where to start? Like, how do I know?
Well, I'm Miyagi you actually, Tristan. You started 11 weeks ago.
No, I know. No, which is, this has been your idea from the jump. But it's allowed me to start thinking of all these different skills that I've learned over the course. But my question is,
right.
like, hey, if I didn't know who Troy was, how would you go about telling people about this service, and how would you go about finding clients?
How would I go about? Well, I think, listen, what is this? It's the reason why I wanted to start this, and ultimately why we started this, was to tell a story of the entrepreneur that was just battling being an entrepreneur, but didn't have all the answers. But guess what? Was resilient and stubborn enough to work every week to then figure out what those answers were to those questions that week, and wake up every day to strive to be better. And ultimately striving to be better, like 12 weeks ago, led to more clients, led to a fund closing, led to this next phase of our business, led to me going into a leadership role. So I mean, look at that. I mean, fuck, you can go from Act 1 all the way to here and say, we didn't know 12 weeks ago what the heck was going on, but guess what? The premise of this whole thing was waking up every day to get better, and ultimately recognizing that feeling uncomfortable and in pain. Ultimately, it's a great avenue, and actually something that you should use as power instead of a hindrance, right? And so, man, that was what I pulled out of it. But ultimately, it was creating almost a video story and timeline to not only just tell a story about you, but also to drive more awareness and the message that you want to convey. Like the great thing about this, Tristan, is every business professional, not even business, any person has a story they want to tell. But like people need trouble getting out of their comfort zones, like to basically tell that story. And that's where you're great. You get people out of their comfort zones, make it very conversational to allow them to tell their story. And then you have an innate kind of value prop and ability to pull segments out and repurpose them for content. Boom.
Which is what I love doing.
Yeah, which is what you do.
Love, and I do that. So yeah, I guess my strategy is I'm obviously start with people I know who I think would be great, because I follow some people and some friends who are doing some incredible stuff, but they're not really doing any documentation, and they're not really sharing the process. We always talk about the process. It's like people want to see the process, because like you said, people pull their own story out of someone else's.
Right.
That's the fascinating part. It's like reading a book. Remember I told you about the Will Smith quote, is that the two most important things in your life to be successful is reading and running.
Yep.
You want to read, because there's nothing that you're going through currently that someone hasn't already gone through and written about it. And then you want to run as well, because it teaches you to say no to that voice telling you to stop when things get uncomfortable and whatever. So that's my whole premise. I want to talk to interesting people, and it's a double-sided sword for me, because I get to actually talk to incredible people like yourself. Like I think if I would have, we're going backwards now, but like the whole insecurity and the talking up and whatever, like I think if I didn't know Troy from the first conversation we had for Undress the Jersey, where you were, it looked like you were in your parents, or like it looked like you were in your dad's desk or den.
It was actually my office over there.
Super nice.
Yeah, I moved rooms though.
Okay. Like if we didn't meet there and today was our first conversation, I'd be like, holy shit, this guy just closed a 1 point whatever seed round. He's in a leadership position with a team of what 15. It's I would be like, wow, how did he get there? I would have been left out, and I don't know how you did it. But because we sit down every week for the past 12 months, I've noticed your growth as well.
Oh yeah.
Like I've noticed the way you talk about your day to day, where you're a lot more stoic and you're a lot more confident in the role that you are, and talking about the team and this and that. And I'm coming around and I'm doing check marks. Like I've noticed that growth as well. So I think I want to help people show that growth to their network, which I also think helps you grow your business, clients, and everything else in that sense.
Yeah, and I think it's like that's it, right? Like it's also like a great tool for them to also see their growth and ultimately create a video journal for them. But I think also like the great thing about it, it won't like I'll help craft a strategy if you want with you, man. It's not that hard. You just go on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn's where you want to play because ultimately they have the cash, and ultimately you got to make some money at the end of the day. You can't be broke doing this. So I think just go on LinkedIn, look at really cool profiles and people that post good content, but say, hey, you're posting great content, you get some good engagement, but you don't really, but here's what I do. I can help you actually tell a story and create video content for you through a storytelling, which is ultimately, go pull any article out there, Tristan. They always say storytelling is the best type of video content that's out there, because then ultimately the most content that's engaged on. So dude, you have a huge value prop. And ultimately, yeah, I mean, you got a great case study right here. So like I said, happy to help you out in any way, but it's been a heck of a journey so far. That's for sure.
It's just incredible. Like if we sit back and kind of like look at where we've come from, it's pretty fucking cool.
And it's only been like 3 months.
Yeah.
Wild.
Literally. August will be the fourth month. Which is awesome. Like we said, let's take this to the moon. And I think even what I want to do now that I have more time, eventually when we get there, and we'll have a conversation around this, but like like I don't know what you've been doing with the long form. Like we need to, like I want to start releasing that.
We got it.
This is season 1. Hey guys, season 1 just came out. Come go listen to it on Apple, Spotify, watch it on YouTube. And then we have that Instagram page, Stay Hot. Like I want to blow that the fuck up as well. So
me too.
It's awesome. But this is going to be good. There's a clip in this episode where it's like, hey, do you have an idea? Do you think you want to start doing, like, you laid it out wonderfully.
We got it. No, man, I'm excited for you, buddy. I think, listen, you gotta, I mean, you already have a client. That's what you can say. So I think that's always the toughest one. I think it's always tough to get the first one. And listen, man, I think, I don't know, maybe Stay Hot was part of the evolution of what you wanted to do.
I think it was the first step in the right direction. I learned a lot from the startup. I learned a lot from the internship. It didn't end on a nice note, but I'm grateful for that opportunity because I got to learn the language of business a little bit.
Yep.
I can start applying that on my own.
No, I think it's sick. I think you got like a really cool strategy here. And like I said, you know how to tell stories. That's for sure, my friend, or pull stories out of people.
Exactly. We good for tomorrow?
Good.
All right, baby. We'll see you there. Stay hot. Tell Ted I said hi.
He says hi back.
All right, baby. I'll get
Bye, buddy.
See you, buddy.